Hey you guys, and welcome back to Arctic RC and the number 2 video of this how to set up your models on the DX8 from Spektrum. Today I'm going to show you how to set up your helicopter. I will go for a 6-channel CCPM system helicopter. So let's fire up this transmitter, and you remember holding the scroll button and turn on the transmitter. Okay, we have the main screen. We're not going to use that one, we're going to use the model select. And as from before, you can see that we have this Spektrum model that we made. That was an airplane, so we're going for model 13, and we're going to make a helicopter model, a 6-channel CP helicopter. Okay, model select, that we have done. Then we go to the model type. We choose helicopter. We will reset the date. Yes. And model name. It says heli, so let's just change it to jelly. That's good. Back. Swash type. This is very important. Some old type has the NOR system that requires one servo system setup, so we are not going for that one. We're going for the CCPM system, and that is 3 servo. And as you can see, we have 2 servos 180, we have 3 servos 90, we have 3 servos 120, and 3 servos 135. Mostly on every manual when you buy a helicopter there is settings for how to set up your transmitter, so we are going for the 123 servos. That is our swash type. Okay, back. We have the switch select, which I showed you before, and we have the flight mode setup. We have the flight mode, which are on the flight mode button, that it's okay, and we have the throttle hold, and that one is inhibit, but we want set it on the hold button. Throttle hold is good because when you're finished of flying, you just push the throttle hold button, and then your throttle stick won't activate your rotor blades, harming anyone when you're going to pick up your helicopter for disconnecting the batteries and so on. And we also use it for flying auto rotation. So okay, we have done that now. Back. Trim setup, model reset, model copy, everything, and of course frame rate. This is very important, because if you have a helicopter with all digital servos, you must set it down for 11 milliseconds. When you do this, you will have faster servos and a more responsive helicopter. Okay, we will choose this one. Yes, 11. Back. So, what we are going to do now, we are going to go all the way back to the main screen and click. We can also click back one more time and then you will go back. Okay, now I got an alarm. That meant that that means that my throttle hold button was activated. So, also a very good feature. You can really hear that one vibrating. Okay. As before, we will lower the throttle trim all the way down. When we're done with that, we'll go into the main menu, servo setups. This one we will go into the reverse settings to get our servos to go the right way. A little bummer here, because someone thinks that okay, I can't fix my helis because I can't fix the servos to go the right way. You can do the adjustment here and reverse the servos, but also on the next step we are going to do, because all this will manipulate the way your what shall I say it the collective pitch will act on your heli, also the rudder. Okay, but it will also have a great deal meaning for the cyclic pitch, but adjusting the cyclic pitch we will do later. And this is sort of, you need your servos when you throttle up, you need all your servos on the collective to go the same way. When you want your heli to turn left, you want the right servo to go up and your left servo to go down. This will make the swash plate flip over to the left and down. So on with the elevator. When you push the elevator forward, the swash plate should lean forward, and if you push the elevator down, the swash plate should lean down backwards. These are the correct settings, okay? So, also important to check that your rudder settings are okay, but your rudder can start spin even though if you have the right settings, but there you can reverse the gyro instead. So we will go on. We have dual rates and exponentials. I don't use this on my helis, so but there's a possibility for you to use it. If you think that your transmitter is too responsive, you can use some exponential to get down the get some of the sensitivity of your transmitter away. So this you can also Google or search about on the YouTube, how to set exponentials on helicopters. Throttlecut, as you can see, it's inhibit, but we have it on hold like that. And if I used the hold switch like this, now it says 0 on position because I haven't adjusted anything yet. So okay. Throttle curves. These are very important too. On normal flights, your throttle curves would be like linear, like they are here: 0, 25, 50, 75, 100. You can use other settings if you like to. You can take the top settings and put it down to about 80 if you think your helicopter is too responsive on the throttle as well. So if we go down to about 80 here, you will see that the graph will follow down. So then we can take this 175 down to about 70, and you can see you have a nice graph there. But most of the RTF helis that you buy today, they have sort of cheap transmitters, and they are sort of also linear throttle curves on. So this is the throttle curve. But if you're going to set up your helicopter for idle up or 3D mode, you have like two settings there: idle 1, idle 2, and throttle hold. So on idle 1, I will like the bottom, the lowest position, to be 100. So why would I want it to be 100? Because I want to have as much power on top if I'm flying up down with the negative pitch. Okay, so then 90, 100, I will have this one for about 85, like this. Throttle settings are very special because it varies from helicopter to helicopter or pilot to pilot. So I like to go for 100, 90, 90, 90, 100, but I'm going to set it up like those RTF helis are. So about 80 and 85. Now you can see you have a nice curve there. You can do the same on the idle up too, but there you can also go like 100 all the way if you want to really have a responsive and fast heli. So let's go back to the swash plate. I was telling you just before that when you reverse your servos that you can't do it because you feel it's like, okay, when I move the ailerons to the left it goes right. Okay, there's no problem at all, because then you go to the ailerons and you put it to -60. How clever isn't that? So now you have sort of reversed that servo in another way. This one, the pitch setting, this one will adjust the height on the swash plates. If the swash plate is too far down, you can increase and decrease this setting. Okay, this is also where you adjust the cyclic settings and the cyclic pitch for your heli. But anyway, we are going to control stick for the pitch for now on. So about 60% there. The standard setup is 60 all the way, plus minus. That is what you decide. If the pit moves down when you want it to go up, you just reverse this one as well. Setting up the pitch is also crucial. What I do, I disconnect the engine for my heli. I put the helicopter or the transmitter in idle up mode, which my pitch settings are linear, and at half stick the settings should be 50%, and then the blade should have 0 pitch. If they don't have 0 pitch and I have adjusted the rods the way they should be and so on, I can use this setting by moving the swash plate a bit up or a bit down to get exactly 0 pitch. And I can also adjust the rods on my helicopter, but I would like to prevent touching them at all, because they are set up by factory or by factory settings, which are the most and the best settings for the heli. So the pit, yes. Okay, now you can go to the elevator. This elevator and aileron setting into swash settings are for the cyclic pitch of your heli. This means how fast your heli will go forward, backward, or to the sides. How fast it would flip. So when you take this transmitter and you use the aileron and you want your heli to yaw left, the more pitch you have on your heli, and when you set up the cyclic, the faster the heli will flip to the sides. And the same on the ailerons, the elevator, I mean, forward, backward, as with the ailerons. So this one can be, if you would like to have elevator pitch, you would like to have about 7 degrees. Then perhaps this one should be at 87. I don't know how your heli is set up. And this one can be perhaps about 75. So don't be afraid that the numbers, it's not correct, because everybody says the swash settings should be like 60, 60, 60. That is the standard setup. But how to set up the pitch on your heli, how to know how to set up on the heli, I will make a video of later. So, but this is how to do it on your transmitter. Then we go back. We have the gyro. Okay, now you see the gyro is inhibit. That we don't want. We want it to be on. And now you see we got a different screen. Switch on. Nope. The switch I want to activate the gyro with is wait a second, just find it. The flight mode, like this. Because when the normal flight, standard settings for a gyro is about 75 or 80%. It depends on the gyro, but when you also buy a gyro, the settings will stay there. So I will put this one for about 75. And I will try my heli in normal mode, and if she shakes the tail a bit, I will adjust it downwards, because this adjusts also the gain on your heli. So stunt 1 I would like to use about 65 or 60. These are the settings that I'm actually use on my T-Rex 550E. So about 65 on that one and 65 on this one. Okay, 65.5. On throttle hold, how would you like your gyro to work on throttle hold? Well, I did try this one time, so I will set this one for about 65 too, because it holds the tail all the way down. Going the long way to try to even think about auto rotation, you will have a lot of experience as well. So you see, it says the channel is channel gear. That is something I must change, because it depends on which receiver you have. I have the AR6200, and my gyro will have the gear spot. On a larger receiver like a 7-channel, I have something called aux2 channel. Then I need to use the aux2 channel. This is just so that the transmitter knows that the receiver has the gyro on aux2 and can send the signals through this port. Okay, great, we're done. Here you have the governor settings. It says inhibit. I haven't tried a governor yet, so I can't tell you anything about it. But you see, I haven't any. You see the choices that you have, but anyhow. Inhibit, I haven't used the governor, so I have governor on my ESCs from Align. So pitch curve. Pitch curve is also very important. So on normal mode, and here it goes for the reason of your of what you like. When you put your helicopter in normal mode and you're going to adjust the pitch, you want the negative pitch of your heli to be about 3 or 4. I use about 3 or 4 because that makes great landing in wind, if it's windy outside. Then you just go here and you have a pitch guard on your blades. Your heli is now then bind to this transmitter. So I think about, let's say 38. Okay, and then you go to the next one. To have smooth transitions from idle or normal flight to idle 1 or idle 2, the middle of the graph should be 50%, but that isn't always such a good thing to do. It depends on the heli and how you're flying. So, but let's say, set this one on 41 and this one is on 50, and then we can do this one to about 70. Then you can see you have, after 50% throttle, your heli would respond very quick on the pitch. Also here, or when you adjust the idle up, you would like to prefer to have a linear curves, but this is from person to person, but I like to have them linear. But I have some problems sometimes because on my T-Rex 550E, when I have a linear curve, I have about 14% or 14 degrees pitch on every side. So how can I get the pitch down? Well, it's not a problem at all. I just take the endpoint. This is though the negative pitch, and I will give it about, just for sake, say 10%. And I will give the top 90%, and then I adjust down to get a linear curve as well. So, as you can see, no problem at all. Like this. There I have a linear curve with 50 in the middle. So, and now my endpoints are about 11 or 12 degrees. The T-Rex requires 12 degrees for hard 3D, so okay, done with that. Tail curve you can set up. I don't use this one. And then you have the mixing, you have the range test, and you have the timer, and you have the monitor. All these are for your needs. So, but anyway, what we have done the main setup for your helicopter. Remember, always disconnect your engine before adjusting pitch. Okay? So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back later. Bye.